I'm out of video ideas, so it looks like it's time for another worth watching. This time, it's on fucking, Food Wars. Food Wars is a show about cooking food and about eating food. But what they don't tell you is that when people eat delicious food in this show, they also achieve incredibly fully animated orgasm at the same time. Now, since I'm a degenerate, I watch this show purely to do some churning and make some homemade cream, if you catch my drift. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you know what I'm saying. But for normal, less irredeemable human beings who are looking for a show with substance, there are plenty of other better qualities to the show. The show revolves around the main character Yukihiro Souma and his adventures through the greatest culinary school in Japan. He was sent to the school by his dad, who just fucking left for some reason. And just like every anime school, this one has its own student council of evil classmates for Souma to take on in various food wars, or Shokugekis if you're from the land of Miyazaki. A food geki is when you get into an argument with someone else and you think, well, we're not going to use our cooking skills anywhere else, so we might as well use them to settle our differences. Then they cook food with a specific theme to a panel of judges Iron Chef style. Or I assume that's how Iron Chef works. I've never actually seen it. Somehow each of these cooking matches are intense and captifying, even though they're just making food. Captifying. 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 And since the winner is decided by judges at the end, there's never a guarantee that Souma will win, even if his anime souffle looks far better than his competitors, which is a nice way to keep things interesting and suspenseful. Now the thing is, you don't need to know John Wick's dick about cooking to understand what exactly each person is doing to cook. In the same way a sports anime like Haikyuu explains the terms and techniques of volleyball to the non-ball men, Food Wars incorporates explanations about food and food-related activities for all the uninformed no knowledge about food boys. So you don't have to know what an oven is or whatever the fuck kind of future technology this girl uses, you just gotta take your hands off your penis for 2 seconds and pay attention. Now don't expect to become the next Bobby Ramsey or Rachel Flay, but you might end up with more food know-how than you started with. Which is probably nothing, you uncultured piece of shit. But that's not all the show has to offer. Did I mention the boobs? The boobs. Of course, those boobs are also attached to a colorful cast of characters, like Naked Man and Tongue Bitch, and of course Gorilla. Who could forget Gorilla? Each character or rival surrounding Souma is usually just as interesting as him, and have their own separate backstories and reasons for cooking. Isn't that right, Gorilla? And since they're all chefs, they each have their own discrete cooking style and personality, which makes the little moments between cooking matches just as entertaining as the matches themselves. And don't forget about the orgasms! Food Wars always keeps things funny and interesting, and doesn't seem to get old no matter how many times I see this old man blow his load over some excessively gourmet dish I've never heard of. The show knows exactly what its strengths are, and continues to capitalize on them for 3 seasons, but still manages to keep it hot and fresh while it serves up some delicious anime goodness. If I make one more food joke, please shoot me. As if I even needed to say it, Food Wars is worth watching. The second half of the 3rd season is currently airing, and I encourage you to catch up if you're not already. Now, if you're a longtime fan of the Worth Watching series, as I know many of you are, you may notice that I only seem to cover shows that I like. But next episode, I promise I'll watch something shitty, so I don't look like a hack, and nobody sends me any death threats. I wouldn't want this series to spoil or anything. I wouldn't leave the turkey in too long, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to serve up a bad dish. Oh.